Scott Jilek, head girls basketball coach here at Johnston High School. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about our passing techniques, passing drills into our transition offense. This is going to be my 9th year here at Johnston High School. And over the 9 years, we've had our share of successes, culminating in last year's 2020 Class 5A state championship. Today, what I want to share is what we think is our number one key in being successful here at Johnston, and that's our transition offense. And to be good at the transition offense, you have to be good with the ball and you have to be strong with the ball. So we do a lot of passing drills in which our girls have to be strong with the ball and make good solid passes, along with a number of different transition offense drills that we emphasize every day. It's nothing new or earth-shattering. It's probably some of the same drills that you do, but I'm going to go over how we emphasize things or talk about things or some of the drills and how we drill it in practice. Now, the number one thing in our success has been we just had good athletes and good basketball players, and without them, we wouldn't have the success we've had. But our number one key for us to be successful in any game or season is our emphasis on the transition offense. All right, let's talk about our passing drills here first at Johnston. We do a lot of these passing drills in hopes that it's going to help our girls be able to control the basketball better and then therefore hopefully allow them to make great passes in our transition. A number of our drills are one-handed passing drills. And I like one-handed passing drills, not for the fact that I want the girls to make one-handed passes all the time, but for the fact that it's going to help each one of their hands get stronger. And it's actually a quicker way for the ball to get to its destination. If we can make that one-handed pass just a continuation of the dribble, and we can hit our teammates in the correct spot, whether it's on the attack or on the shot, it's going to be that much quicker in our transition and hopefully quicker for us to score. When I watch games, I look for players and how they pass, or if somebody makes a good solid pass in the game, I'm like, wow, I want to drill that. How can we do that? So some of these drills are just off the top of our head. We sit down, we just draw it out in a way to make a continuity passing drill. And a lot of the times we just do it. We can get them into small enough groups that we can just go for 60 seconds to 90 seconds, and they're going to get 10 to 15 reps in that 90 seconds, so we don't have to do them every day or all the time. We do them a lot, especially in our skill work, and then we kind of break them up in practice and choose one or two each practice for our girls to do. We want all of our girls to be able to do that because our transition can be interchangeable. So hopefully our passing drills are helping our girls become stronger ball handlers, stronger passers, and hopefully making that pass just a continuation of their dribble into a quicker transition. The first drill I want to show is our basic 3-player passing drill, or 3-player kick-ahead drill. We're looking for kick-ahead passes on the break. So what we do is put our kids into groups of 3. And if you have a group of 4 because you don't have a multiple of 3, that's fine. You can see here we have 1, 2, 3, and over here I got a 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's fine. The baseline girls, or wherever you have, when you start with 2 players, the first girl is going to have a ball. That girl is just going to take one dribble out, and then she's going to make a dribble move, whether it's a crossover. We start with a crossover, then you can move to maybe between the legs or behind the back, and then she's going to make a one-handed kick-ahead pass to the girl in front of her. She'll follow her past the back of the line. This girl's going to do the same thing there. Now, the only thing that's important in this drill, so they're working with both hands, is that you'll say, this line, you guys start with the ball in your right hand. This line, you start with the ball in your left hand. So then they're making passes with both hands. And you just set the clock to 60, 90 seconds, whatever you want, and they will just follow their passes and just keep passing for that amount of time. They get tons of reps in it and able to control the pass with one hand.
So now you see our 3-player kick-ahead passing drill set up. We have 2 players at the baseline, starting with the ball, and their teammate at half court. The baseline is starting with their right hand, then passing with their left hand. Half court starting with their left hand and passing with their right hand. So taking one dribble, crossover, and a good pass. Then to add in there or mix it up, you can have them take one dribble and then go between their legs and make the one-handed pass, or take one dribble, then a behind the back dribble and make the pass. I'm just mixing it up and giving them lots of reps.
The next drill I'm going to show you is our one-handed kick-out drill. I love this drill. This is one we do a lot. Again, we're going to get our girls in groups of 3. We're going to be at 1/2 court. So if you have to do a group of 4 or even 5, that's not a problem. You can put multiple girls there. You can put a 4th girl here. The side with 2, we'll always start with the ball. And all we're doing in this is we're making a good hard rip around this cone. So I have cones set up here. We're going to make a good hard rip around this cone. And they're going to attack to the other side of the floor. And then she's going to make a one-handed kick-out pass here. Once this girl catches it, she's going to rip around the cone, dribble to the other side, make a good hard one-handed kick out. So this last cone is kind of the spot we want them to pass from. So they're going to get all the way down here, they get stopped, they got an open shooter, they're going to kick it out with one hand, hitting that girl. And they're just going to keep going. Now this girl then is going to catch it and rip, and it's her turn. One will be over here, she's going to catch and rip, it's going to be her turn, and they're just going to keep going that continuity. Again, you do that for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, they'll get tons of reps. And they're working on controlling that ball with one hand and hitting a shooter in a good shooting pocket.
So this is our one-handed kick-out drill. You can see that we have cones set up and markers on the floor to make sure the girls are in the right spot. But they're just ripping that ball around the cone, getting the other side of the floor, making a good one-handed kick-out. You don't have to use cones, especially if you start doing this a lot. I just put the cones out here to show you today. But have them catch, rip, attack the basket, and then kick it out to the shooter.
This next drill is another one-handed passing drill. We call it our baseline cross-court passes. So everybody does this within their offense or teaching their kids to get to the corner when someone drives the baseline. So in our transition, when we get the ball at the side, we might have to drive the baseline, and we have to have somebody to pass to on the opposite side of the floor. So one thing we work on is breaking this down. So this drill starts with usually groups of 5. Again, you can do more than 5. You can put a 6th girl out here, or even 7 if you don't have that. So that's not a problem. You can do as many as you want. You just won't get as many reps. You might have to do it just a little bit longer. So what we'll do is we also might even put some cones down here to make sure they're really driving hard underneath the basket. But this first girl, she's going to drive. Once she gets here, she's going to make that one-handed pass to our shooter here in the corner. So she's pretending she has got down. Once this girl catches in the corner, 4 is going to give a good one more pass to even the shooter up here. She's going to catch it. She's going to give a quick one more pass here. And then 3 is going to do the same thing. So 3 now is going to attack baseline. She's going to get underneath the basket by the baseline, throw it to 5 in the corner. 5 is going to make the one more pass to 2. Now, all you're doing is following your pass and filling those spots. So once 1 passes here, she's going to end up being in the corner. 4 is going to end up being here. 3 is then going to be out in the corner. Then 5 will be up here. And you just keep going in that continuity. Again, it's another way to get a lot of reps in a short amount of time. Now, we do also, in practice, we'll break down and just put passers here and shooters here. We'll just drive and kick and actually work on the shot. But to get more passing reps, actual passing reps, we just break it down and do it this way.
All right, go.
So this is our baseline cross-court pass. You'll notice we got 5 girls out there. We really want 5 girls to do this drill. You can do it with more if you want. I have markers out to tell you where the spots are. You can see that they are just attacking under the baseline, making a good hard pass to the shooter in the corner, who's then going to make the one more pass up to the wing, and the wing player is going to make the attack under the basket, make the good cross-court baseline pass, and we're going to continue in that motion for as many reps as you want.
This drill I'm going to show you is called Toledo Passing, or we call it Toledo Passing, because I believe I got it from the University of Toledo men's basketball coach sometime within the last year or two. This is designed for 6 players. Now, if you have to put a 7th girl in, you can, but what I would do is just do multiples of 6. Have somebody go twice if you can, but if you have to put another girl in there, you can go ahead and put her. I would put her in one of these 2 spots down here, so it's a little bit easier. So you're going to start with 6 girls. We're going to have a girl underneath the basket with the ball. We're going to have a girl at half court with the ball, across from each other. And we're going to have girls spread out evenly on the sidelines. What we're doing here is working on catching the ball and making a pivot with it so that I can catch, pivot, and pass. When you're in your transition, you're not going to score all the time right away. So girls are going to have to be able to catch the ball, pivot with the ball, make moves with the ball. So this is just a way for us to catch the ball and make pivots and a pass out of it. So what's going to happen here is the ball is just going to get passed around the outside all the way. It just keeps the balls just keep going. So they start at the same time. This ball's going that way. The only thing is, as soon as you pass it, you're sprinting to the person across from you. So number 1 and number 2 are changing spots. So you're going to pass and they're going to sprint. Point being is when the ball gets to her, she's going to have to be able to catch the ball, pivot, and pass the ball to the next spot. These side girls are changing, but they're changing diagonally. So 4 is going to change with 5. And 3 is going to change with 6. So as soon as they pass the ball, as soon as the ball leaves 3's hands this way, she is sprinting here because that ball is going to catch up to her about right when she gets there. The girls are going to get tired. So you do this for about 30 seconds. If they can do it with that for 30 seconds without dropping a pass, and all the passes are good, then they're done. If they drop it, we start over. Then the next group can go. So if you have we have sometimes 18 girls, we can do 3 groups at a time at 2 different courts on the half courts. But it's a great drill. A little conditioning. Have to make good passes. Have to be able to catch and pivot.
As we get set up here, you can see the court markers where all 6 players will start. This is going to be a good conditioning drill also, along with passing. You do this for 30 seconds and the girls should be tired. Make sure they are making good, strong passes. They're sprinting. They're catching the ball under control. They're hitting their teammates on the move. And they are making good, hard pivots and passes.
This drill is called Michigan Layups. It might be my favorite drill. I've been coaching for, 20 some years now, and this might be the only drill that I can remember doing basically every year of my coaching career. This is one of the big things of us getting into our transition. So this type of pass we're going to be practicing here is a huge transition pass. When you watch the clips of our transition at the end of this video, you're going to see this type of pass being made a lot in those games for layups or getting to the basket, even getting fouled. It's a little bit hard to show on a board, but once you watch the girls right after this do this drill, you'll kind of get it. First, we're starting with 3 lines. We want to do kind of groups of 3 if we can, because we get 2 balls going at a time. Definitely, when you start, just do 1 ball, because you'll get a lot of girls going on the court. We don't want anybody hitting each other until they get pretty good at it. So what's going to happen here is, right here, this girl is going to make a one-handed, or not a one-hand, I'm sorry. She's going to make a 1 dribble and then a bounce pass across the floor to 7 for a layup. This girl is in the all-time rebounding line, so when you're in this line, all you have to do is rebound. So her job is to sprint in, get that ball out of the hoop. Do not let it touch the ground. So that's our one caveat for the rebounders. The ball cannot touch the ground. If it does, we count those and there's some type of consequence for them. It typically doesn't, because all they got to do is sprint. She sprints, she sprints back down to rebound, and she sprints back down to rebound a 3rd time, and she's done. You'll not rotate lines. You're never going to be in this line every time. You're going to rotate lines. So once this first pass is made and make that layup, what will happen is, 1 will have made that pass. She's going to end up circling all the way around, and she's going to try to go out as far as she can. Sometimes we'll put cones or markers there so that they're getting out basically to touch that sideline where the half-court line intersects. Then she's going to circle around here, and hopefully the ball's coming for a layup. This girl's going to make that layup, and she's going to get out here free throw line extended for the outlet pass. 4 is going to rebound, get it, and she's going to pass it here. The girl gets the outlet pass. What we want is maybe one dribble and that ball up the floor. She's going to take maybe one dribble here, and now she's going to rocket that ball up the floor. No matter where this girl's at. She might be close to the basket, and it's right to her for a layup. She might be right here, so it's going to be ahead of her. She's got to go run it down, and then she's going to catch it and make the layup. 4 is going to sprint all the way down to get the rebound again. Once you make the outlet pass, number 7 here made the outlet pass. She's going to sprint all the way around the free throw line and then do the same thing. Outside the lane, come back, and she'll end up getting a pass here. This girl made the layup. She's going to get out here for the outlet. 4 is going to outlet it to her. She's going to take one dribble, and she's going to pass it up for that layup. 4 is going to sprint back and get the ball out of the hoop. So it's hard to see in diagram, but we make those passes all the time. Like I said, if our girls make that pass in the game and we have 1 or 2 turnovers on it, but they're trying to make that pass to push that transition, we live with that. We don't mind that. Once you get good at this, we're good at this because our girls start middle school doing this. We get 2 balls going. So as soon as this first ball gets passed up here, this next group going. So then you'll have 6 girls on the floor. So then in the transition, they got to recognize who they're passing to also and be able to get that ball over everybody to the right girl and make good, smart decisions with it.
All right, go.
All right, so as we start Michigan layups here with 1 ball, make sure if you like this drill, you only start out with 1 ball. Once you get good, you can add 2, and I'll show you here in a second. I put cones in the court for this time for you guys so you can see that. We don't typically use that with our girls unless we notice they're not getting out wide enough. But you watch how she runs right around the cone at the half-court line to get out wide. The outletter, she made the pass and then sprinted around the cone at the free throw line. The rebounder's gotten down the floor now that ball hit the ground. One of the things you have to emphasize, I believe right here, you see she catches the ball and can't go straight up, but she gathers and makes a reverse layup. So that's important that you have them do that. It's important to gather the ball, not just throw something up. Here you can see us add 2 balls in. When you add a second ball in, we have both balls go down and come back. It's not just a continuous drill. After the second ball comes back, it will stop, and then they'll start again. So then you'll have the 2 balls go down and 2 balls come back. If we try to do it continuous, then you'll start running into each other, and it'll get kind of messed up. So this is a great way to do it. But you can see now there's more girls on the court. So they have to get the ball over them. They have to see the floor, which makes it a little bit tougher.
Now we're going to get into our transition offense. What I'm going to take you through is a few of our points of emphasis and then show you how we drill this with our kids. So a lot of the times here in our transition offense, right, we got to know our offensive actions. So when we transition down to offense, what we'll do is go through one of our offensive actions at that end when we're drilling it. Each time we get down to one half of the floor. It's best if your players are interchangeable. We've been lucky to have a lot of athletes that we've had parts interchangeable. The more interchangeable they are, the easier it is. If you have a 2 that can be your rim runner or first to the block girl, then that's great. You're going to have that many more weapons in your arsenal. If you have just some, post 4s or 5s that can run, they might always be that person. But you're always going to want kids that can score from the block. So we designate. All right, whoever's on the floor, you guys are first to the rim, first to the block, or our rim runner, and their job is just to take off, and as soon as that shot's up and we've got the rebound, their job is just to turn and sprint to the block. And then they got to read which side the ball goes, so they're reading which way the ball goes. Then one thing that we have to drill all the time is for our wing players not to get too far down the floor. So they got to keep space. So if we get a rebound and our one's going out for the outlet and our two's already down here, well, our one can't make that pass to our two without that being a really high risk, low reward pass. Probably get stolen, knocked away. We're not getting anything out of it. So what we focus on is when our two takes off the sprint, she sprints and she gets wide, and she should be stopping right here to find that ball. She should get her body turned, her head there looking for the ball, and then now her job is, if she doesn't get the ball, we want to get her the ball, and then she can dribble it up the side and make the pass. But if she doesn't get the ball, her job is to keep about 30 feet of space in between here. So if the one can't make it and she's dribbling, then she's just moving with her. She keeps dribbling, she keeps moving with her. And if she can ever make that pass, she's going to make that pass. We just find it's, and you watch all the time, girls take off sprinting and they're down at the other end going like this, like they're open. And it's almost impossible for any girl to make a good, solid, strong pass from this end of the floor to somebody standing down here. It just doesn't happen. It gets stolen 90% of the time. So we have to stop, practice a lot, and remind our kids to, you've got to stop. You've got to stop and find the ball. We want this girl, we want to have the ball in our point guard's hand for one dribble. She wants to be able to catch it, one dribble, and it's right there, and our wings will finish that off down the floor. Now, once we get down there, we have to know our actions. We change yearly. So 1 year, we're going to drill it with the high-low. If we drill it with the high-low, our 5 is going to sprint to the block here. Our 4 is going to be trailing. Our 1 is going to make that pass to our 2. She's going to dribble it up. Our 3 is going to be over here. So once that 1 makes the pass, she's sprinting this side of the floor, going to set a screen for our 3. And by that time, our 2 will have made a pass into here to the block or reversed it to our trailer for the high-low. And if not, then 1's coming off this screen for the, 3's coming off 1 screen here for the shot. So it gets around. And that would be something that we would drill, not in. So we would start here, balls up, hit this girl first time down. It's just a layup. And a 5-on-0 break. We do a 5-on-0 all the time. Then we'll get into a second action here in a second. So I'll do more about that 5-on-0 break right now. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, especially at the beginning of the year, every year, is our 5-on-0 break, and that's going to be daily, and we're going to get lots of reps at it. As we progress, we might not do 5-on-0 break as much. You might do it once a week or once every other practice or something like that. But we'll do a lot more transition drills against defense at that point. So the first thing that we're doing is, we're setting 5 girls up in here. Coach is just shooting the ball, and then we're going 5-on-0 down the other end. So the important part here is we're going to make the girls go 4 transitions. They're going to transition this way, then they're going to transition back this way, then they're going to transition again, so 4 times. So we're going to have 4 offensive actions for them to do. And so like I just showed you on the last one is, if we're doing, I'm not going to draw these out for you, but if we're doing the high-low, then our first action is going to be down here. We're going to get the ball on the side. Should be 1 dribble down the side, and we're just going to hit her with the layup. She can get her own rebound. They're going to transition back the other way. Then the next time down, they're going to reverse the ball down here to the for the high-low. Reverse in for the layup. Then they're going to transition back, get their own rebound, go. And this time, they're going to reverse it. They're going to reverse it. And then 1's going to screen for 3. She's going to come off to get that 3-point shot. Then we'll transition the last time. And usually the last time, it depends. Sometimes I just change it up. And our 4th time might be, we're going to hit the post player. Maybe our 4 is going to make she's going to make that dive and the backdoor cut. Or we're going to kick it out to the opposite side for a 3. So whatever actions that we're practicing that season, we usually keep those same 4. Lots of times it's the same ones. We do a lot of high-low, or we'll do the 4-out motion, and we'll do whatever 4 actions off that motion that we want our girls to really focus on for that season. So you'll watch that here in our 5-on-0 break.
So as we're doing our 5-on-0 break here, you see Coach in the middle. He's going to brick up a shot so that we can rebound. As we go down, the first time down, we just hit our post for a layup. You can see here we're doing our offensive actions, our 4-out actions, and they can be totally different actions. So the first time was hit the post. The second time was hit the post and hit the backdoor cut. This time was some 4-out motion drives and then hitting the post, sliding behind the basket. And the last one is a kick out for a 3. Now we'll have another group do it, and they'll do those same actions. So our actions could be the 4-out actions. They could be our high-low actions. Our 4-out, I mean, there's so many different actions on 4-out. We're just using these 4 for our break. Sometimes we'll switch it up halfway through the season and work on 4 other actions. But we do this a lot just to get them focused on being able to run secondary action out of the fast break when you don't just get a layup.
All right, now I'll talk about the drill where we actually put defense on our transition for the first time. So after we do 5-on-0 break, so we might do that and then transition into this a little bit. So it's basically the same thing. It's called 5-on-0 back to D. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our 5-on-0 break here. We're going to throw a ball up. These 5 girls are going to transition down here and do the first action, whatever it is that we want them to do on our offense. So since we're not going up and down the first time, I may even make this action be some type of reversal so they're going through more than just one pass on that offensive action. Once they go through that action, they grab it, and they're going to transition back this way. But as soon as they've left, these defenders now are stepping on the floor, and they can go wherever they want on this half of the floor. If this one wants to run way up here, try to take away that outlet pass, then that's what she's going to do. So then they're going to get the ball, they're going to transition back down here and try to score on this defense. So we'll do that, and then we'll switch offense and defense, and we'll keep going through that. So we're trying to drill it, 5-on-0 quickly on one side, just so they're going that motion, and then coming back against some D. It's a good way to get some practice against some 5-on-0 and against some defense.
Now you'll see we're going to add defense in for the first time. We're going to have a 5-on-0 break here going down the floor. We'll add multiple actions in this time since we're not going up and down 4 times. They'll finish through, and now this time they're going to break against defense. So the defense is stepped on now, and the defense can get them anywhere they want. So we've got a great drive and a kick right to our post player who stood across the lane. She should have shot that ball at that point. Now we'll go again. Get that ball down in our 5-on-0 action. Defense has already stepped on the court. They're waiting. Like I said, if they want to come up to half court and try to pick them up there and make our point guard read, we let them do whatever they want. Good. Hits our post. We have a good cut. And we get a decent 10-foot shot out of that.
The next thing that we'll do against defense is just free throw break. We don't have any specific free throw break play. It's just the same transition that we do on any shot. So this is a good way to slow it down, work on some free throw rebounding, but then also you're going to have some transitions against makes and some misses. So our transition team is on the blocks waiting to rebound. It's a free throw, and then they're transitioning. So if they have to transition out of a made basket, right? 4 or 5 taking it out. They're the trailer. The other one's sprinting to the rim. And then you're working on that defense. So now you've got to make reads. So when you start doing against your own team, your team knows that you're really trying to push the ball hard down the side. They're taking it away. Now my point guard's got to make a better read. She might be able to hit the rim runner straight on the floor. She might be able to take a dribble to the other side and hit the other girl on the opposite wing. So just teaching them, right, to make good reads when there's defenders there.
So now we're lined up for the free throw. It's a miss. We get the rebound. We're up the floor. You see our wing. She stops and waits for the ball like she's supposed to. She's able to hit her post and stride. She's able to score on the block. We do it again. Do another miss. We get the rebound. We get the ball up the floor. Our wing waits for it. She's able to get it. Our post does a great job of keeping her defender behind her.
All right, in our last drill that we do this daily because it's really game-like transition. So this is one of our main rebounding drills. And instead of just doing it as a rebounding drill, we always do it with transition because that's what we're emphasizing in our practices is transition, playing fast, getting down the floor, and scoring. So this is a drill that I'm sure all of you have done. We call ours war. So we line up our girls that we want to transition in the middle. They have a number. We've got 5 other players that will end up being the defense on the outside. And you have a coach with the ball anywhere they want. This coach is going to pass the ball to anybody. As soon as they pass the ball to this girl, the only thing that girl can do is she's got to shoot it right away. Coach is also going to yell out a number. When he yells out a number, so he might yell number 2. When he yells number 2 is sprinting to close out on that girl and then box her out. The other girls have got to find somebody. So they might have, 2 might think she was supposed to get this girl. So now 3 is going to have to remember, 2 is going out there. So 3's got to find that open girl and box her out. So we're really working on boxing out in a game-like situation. But then we're working on transition. So if we get the rebound here, we are going. Even if it's a made. If this girl makes the shot, we're taking it out of the basket and we're transitioning to the other end. If she misses the shot, we're rebounding and we're transitioning to the other end. And we're making it as game-like as possible. If we get down there, we'll score, or it's a turnover, or it's a missed shot or a made shot, whatever it is, we'll flip it. So then these girls will be in the middle, these girls will be on the outside, and then we will have everybody working on that transition offense. But along with that, we're working on rebounding. So instead of just doing this in the half court, sometimes we do that in the half court, but most times we're going to do it with transition.
So as we start our drill, coach is passing the ball out. They shoot it, we secure the rebound, and now we're going live. This is more game-like action than any of our drills. Do a good job. Our post gets there. She's able to kick it right back out for a 3. That's a great shot for us in transition. We want that shot anytime we can get it. To do it again here, this time we're able to get the ball in. We're able to get the ball on the floor. Our post is going to break open, and we're going to feed her, and she's going to finish.
right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate that you took the time to look at a little bit of how we do things here at Johnston and what we emphasize in our transition. Like I said, it's not earth-shattering, it's nothing new. Many of you might be doing that, but this is just some of the things that we emphasize, or maybe a new way for you to practice your transition. Hopefully you got from that. If you watched all the clips, you can see how that really relates to our game and how we play as a team. So we are really looking to get that ball up the floor and score quickly. So thanks again. If you have any questions or you ever want to email me, you can find my email here at the end of the clip.